This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, welcome everyone to our Read Rockstar May 2022 meeting. We are super excited that you guys have joined us, and we're excited that we get to share some great information with you. I know there is a lot of information swirling around, and sometimes it's hard to capture it all because there's a lot to do inside of our businesses and outside of our businesses. So we decided that it was important to bring our team meetings back together, so we had an opportunity to kind of gather all this information and kind of put it in a little box for you guys with a nice ribbon on it, so you'll feel very connected through the process. If you have any background noise, just press mute because I am recording this for those that aren't able to make it. So again, welcome to our team meeting for the month of May. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. So we're heading into summer, and we're going to talk about how to make your parties sizzle this summer. We're going to talk about summer bookings, fundraisers, conference, and then we have some people to celebrate from April sales. So that is our agenda today. So let's take a quick minute. If you're on mute, you can unmute yourself for this section. And let's take a quick minute to just share a little bit about how your April went, things that went well, maybe things that didn't go so well. This is a time to kind of share a little bit about what happened for you in April and where you may want to go from here. So anybody can unmute and share.
Come on, guys.
I know not all of you at once, please.
I'll make it easy. I wasn't here in April, so I don't have anything to report.
Wait, who said that?
Keisha.
Oh, Keisha. Okay. Well, you're here today, so we're happy about that. So welcome
Yes.
to our team. All right.
This is Heather. I just started in April, and then I decided to get COVID. So.
Oh, bad decision, Heather.
Yeah.
But wait, back up, Heather. So Heather, she was going to do a live show with her,
Yeah.
her clubhouse at where she lives. And though she had COVID, I went up to do her show, and we actually FaceTimed her into the party.
Yep.
And so she got to talk with everybody. And even though she had COVID, Heather, where are your sales at?
I am $3 away from 1,000.
Woo! That's good stuff.
That is, yes.
Very good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Who else wants to take a minute to share?
Hi, this is Regina.
Hi, Regina.
I started in April. I did my launch party and I did a shared rewards and had $813 in sales.
Wow. Congratulations. That is awesome. It gives me chills. I get excited about that. Very good. Did you have a nice time?
I did. And I have 4 parties booked for Friday.
Oh, fantastic. That is fantastic. Great news. Congratulations. For
Just
sure.
to give you a little insight, Regina is Julia's aunt, and I've known Regina longer than I've known Julia, and Regina is going to rock this just like her niece has.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And the other thing that's kind of cool about this is that if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Julia had continued to share with Regina, and Regina, kept saying, not a good time, so on and so forth. And Julia is very consistent, and that is what allowed Regina to kind of say, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. And it's interesting sometimes when people come into the business kind of like helping somebody else, and then they get a taste of the camaraderie, the help, the excitement of the party, the host experience, and of course, the paycheck. So, even if you have somebody that you're continuing to kind of talk to and they keep telling you no is not always never. It's just sometimes not right now. Stacy asked me to join for a solid year. And I would say at times I felt like, oh my gosh, but it finally worked, right? So don't give up when people tell you no. It doesn't always mean no, never. All right, anybody else want to share with us? Okay, well, let's go ahead and hop in to April or kind of step back into April. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that took place. So just raise your hand or, say me if you got at least one booking from a party. All right. So yay. All right. How about anybody who earned the koozie?
Me.
Yay. Have you guys used it yet?
Yeah, I earned the koozie.
Who's
I got
Galaxy?
it. It's nice.
Yeah, we got them.
Who's Galaxy S20?
I think that's Lindsay. It's Lindsay.
Oh, congratulations, Lindsay. Awesome. Okay. Who did at least one party in April? Fantastic. Anybody have $1,000 party in April? Yay! Great.
Me, yeah, I did.
Okay, and anybody have $500 party? Okay, great. So lots of activity. April was an actually really, really good month, and sometimes April can be tricky. So now we're going to talk a little bit about May, and I feel like we need to go dun dun dun, right? So here's the fact: we're going to address the elephant in the room, and that is May. I will tell you, and Susan can attest to this. May traditionally is exactly how it's going. It is a tricky month because think about all the things that are going on. You have proms, you have graduations from all different levels of education. You have beginning of kids getting out of school, activities changing. COVID is now kind of not necessarily a thing of the past, but it's not as rampant. It's getting warmer. So we're kind of on the back burner right at this moment. But in this business, there's always what they call ebbs and flows. And sometimes the bookings are coming in so quickly, you don't know what to do with them at times. And then other times sales are low, and then sometimes that just swaps. So the key to everything is just continue to do all the things that we recommend all of the time. When something like this happens, oftentimes we'll say, well, that didn't work this month, so I'm going to drop that and move on to something else next month. But really the consistency factor is probably the most important thing whenever we have a great month and whenever we have a less than great month. So we're going to talk a little bit about May and how we can kind of shape it up to kind of get out of it with a bang instead of just allowing it to take over our businesses. So here's a little quote from last night's call, which I thought was great. It said, being negative only makes a difficult journey more difficult. You may be given a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it. You guys agree? Right? So right now, like if I'm looking at my sales, I'm like, good God. And I know a couple of you are feeling the same way. And you probably had several parties with zeros in it. And if you were on the call last night, a couple of us directors were on the call last night. And that was the theme. This is not an isolated incident. This is an incident that's happening all throughout Pampered Chef. So tonight we're going to give you some resources that are going to help you, again, elevate your May and start working heavily on June. So we have about 13 days left in May. So can you guys think of anything that could potentially help us turn this bus around? What could we do to increase our sales or increase our business?
Fundraisers.
Right. So Pampered Chef right now has this offer where instead of them giving 15% or 20%, no, wait, I'm sorry, 10% or 15%, they're going to double that and give 20 or 30%. So as a result of that, this is a great time to do fundraisers. So what I'm going to do at the end of the call is I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. I need to write this one down because I don't want to forget it. My thought was to do a mega block party fundraiser. And so basically in the middle of the month, I gave you guys a survey and I said, if you had to choose one near and dear fundraiser or organization to help or support for the month of May, which one would it be? And several of you responded. So the thought process was, let's do one huge party, meaning Susan, you're the host, Keisha, you're the host, Karen, you're the host. All of us are the host, and we are inviting our friends to this fundraiser party. And as a result of that, this party is being ran in one group. There is going to be one link that will lead everybody to the individual links. And what I used to do in the past is I used to do mega parties, meaning all 4 of my parties or 6 of my parties that week were in the exact same group, which really created a lot of energy. And some hosts loved it and some hosts didn't. And then I just pulled away from it and stopped doing it. But it is a way for all of us to kind of be in one spot at one time and potentially adding some additional sales to our month for the month of May. So does that make sense to everyone, doing one big mega fundraiser party and you're inviting your friends versus a host inviting her friends? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that idea. I started a party. Well, I started the group. I haven't put the content out there yet, but for a fundraiser, and I'm doing 2 separate organizations within it, but
Okay.
like most of my people are a little burned out. So if they're not super active in the party,
Yep.
then, it's not going to get much prioritization on their feed. So that would be really cool, I think.
Yeah,
Instead, if I had them in a group with all of you for the activity.
and that's really the concept. So obviously, just like Julia said, the more activity in a party, typically the better the party because of the algorithm. We're going to actually talk about that tonight because there's actually things that you guys can do to make the algorithm work in your favor. But at the end of tonight, I'll just ask you guys if you want to participate. If you want more information, we can start this very, very soon. I would say would be the key. And that would be one group all together. Everybody would be in there. Again, there's one link. It's called a Linktree link. And then all of you would have an individual link that would lead directly to your individual party. And not one time in like almost 6-8 months of me doing this, did anyone ever order off the wrong link. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. It's super easy. Okay, so if I forget to do that, somebody please remind me, but I'm going to do fundraiser here and hopefully that'll remind us. Okay, so we could do fundraisers. Whoops, what else could we do?
Maybe try and get some of like the birthday party calls in like last minute.
Yep, you could go to and do your birthday connections. And for those of you that might not know what that means, in our boards, the Read Rockstar training boards, there is a section called the booking store, and you'll see that information inside of there. And I know a couple of us here have been getting consistent bookings with the birthday messages. So that is a viable way to really help your business and add additional parties to your schedule. So you could also do a shared rewards party as well. So if there's anyone that maybe has talked about having a party or maybe said no to a party, they may be interested in doing a shared rewards party. As a matter of fact, one of the things we talk a lot about in this business are triggers. So for example, a trigger would be when somebody places an order and an email comes through, that's a trigger for me to immediately send out a thank you message to them. So one of the things that I like to do is when a person says, I've been to tons of parties and my friends have seen it all kind of thing, I will then ask them, I will say, have you heard of our new party called a shared rewards party? Because most people have not heard about this or don't understand how it works. And then when I explain that to them, that basically you're going to be giving a discount to all of your friends, their ears must perk up because usually they do respond to that message, like, tell me more. So when somebody says or gives you an objection of, I've been to a tons of parties, my friends are partied out, that's when I love to ask them, have you ever been part of a discount party? That's what I call it at first, a discount party where your friends can actually get 25% off their order through your party. And that's usually the perk. So if you lead with a question oftentimes versus a statement, you usually will get a response that is favorable. So anything else you guys can think of? Okay, So let's move on here. We're going to kind of jump to a different section and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the special things that happened last night on our call. So some of you might be aware of a program called Project Broadcast. And basically what this does is whenever, for example, I get an order, I'll take the order and I'll put it into Project Broadcast. It's basically like a database. And so it has all of my contacts' names and my contacts' phone numbers. So when I want to do a huge blast to everybody, we all know everybody has their phone within 5 feet of them, right? Usually it's within hand contact. So 99% of the time when I use Project Broadcast, I usually get 15 to 20 or more bookings from those campaigns. So one of the girls on the call last night, she was sharing just that. She was down on bookings. Her June was not looking good. She needed to finish filling up May. She sent this message here that you can see on the screen, and I'll be giving this to you guys after because I'm just going to download it to my computer. So it'll be a quicker transfer of information. And within 3 days, she's squared away 20 bookings for the month of May and some for June. So talk about like going from nothing to something, right? So I do a big campaign for bookings typically every quarter. And then on opposite months, sometimes I will work in a shared rewards offer through Project Broadcast as well. So if you need additional information about that or you're not sure what it is, we do have information on the Read Rockstar training board. So you want to make sure you have that training board, but it's another system that basically sends out the messages and sends out the follow-up. So for those of you that don't like to do follow-ups, you must get Project Broadcast. It's not very expensive, like $10, $15 a month. I think it charges me, but it does depend on how many contacts you have. I think it's $15 or so for 500 contacts, but you build them as you go. And the neat thing about this as well that I've kind of picked up from Carol is I now take all of my customers' contact information when they place an order and I put them into Project Broadcast, and then it sends them the first message that says, thank you so much. And then it sends 3 follow-up messages and I don't have to think about it. So that's all done for me. I go into Project Broadcast. I did this for my first 2 customers, and guess what? Both customers booked on the 3rd reach out. I don't know why people wait, but they do it. And I don't like doing those 3rd reach outs because I always feel like I'm bugging them, but it's crazy how many people book on that 2nd and 3rd reach out. So you may want to check with your director on the Project Broadcast so it makes it a lot easier for you.
This time it's 10. Lorraine, can you share what you do for the 3rd? Because I do the 1st and 2nd, but I don't know that I've seen the 3rd.
Yep. The 3rd, let me write this down, Julie, and if I forget, just reach back out to me, but it's on the Read Rockstar training group or training. No, I'm sorry. It's on host coaching. And then it's under booking reach outs. And then it will say follow up 1, 2, 3. So if you can't find it, let me know and I'll make sure I'll kind of.
Mom, this guy. Okay. Yeah, if it's there, I'll find it. I don't know why I only saw 1 and 2 before. But
Well, it's always, we're always updating it. So it's possible it wasn't there at one point in time, but it definitely is there now.
okay. Thanks.
Okay, so that's a huge idea for Project Broadcast, sending out this message. Basically what she did is she said she's going to give away $100 in Pampered Chef products. The cool thing about this is most of us have products on hand. So this is not money out of our pockets. Typically, it's just extra items that we have on hand. So it's a $0 incentive for you. Okay, so we want to talk about engagement in the party. Engagement is key, and that's one of the reasons that we are seeing smaller sales parties, because if there's not engagement, then there's no opportunity for people to see the post. Facebook has made it extremely clear that they do not want direct sellers making money on their platform. So they have really increased their visibility, decreased their visibility for us. So thankfully, we have some savvy people in Pampered Chef that come up with ideas to kind of circumvent around Facebook and figure out how to get this connection going again. So here's an example of a pre-party engagement. So what does pre-party mean? So our parties run from Friday to Wednesday. But when you set up the party, I set mine up on Mondays. So my host has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to do inviting, which for me is helpful because it gives me a big heads up. It gives her a big lag time. So she doesn't, if she forgets to do it one day, we have that opportunity. So a pre-party post would be likely on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday before the party starts. So what this particular person did is they just put a very engaging post. And again, I'm going to give this all to you. And basically what she says here is, this is the first part of the message. Who's ready to kick this party off? The first 6 people. Now we're going to change that verbiage a bit because every time this consultant did it, she got 6 people and they stopped. So now she wants to start changing up the verbiage a little bit. So that way it encourages more people to participate. So it says the first 6 people to answer with a gift are entered into a drawing to win a prize. No need to wait to Friday to shop. Here's the shopping link. So what did you want to be when you grew up? When you, however it's pronounced. So then once that's in the party, then what you want to do is make sure that you're replying to each person's comment. Then you want to tag them all and announce them as the winners. So this is the post in the party. People are commenting down here, and she's now engaging with them in the party and letting them know to reach out to her. Before they reach out, she has this message waiting for them in their box. And basically it just says, here's the popular e-cookbook that you've won. I'm helping Marsha get some bookings, blah, blah, blah. And then she says the double free, and here are the dates that I have available, and here's the cookbook link. So it's very similar to some of the things that we are already doing, but what we have experienced, or what she experienced, was that the earlier you do this in the party, the more beneficial, because that gives you an opportunity to continue to develop the relationships. So we've talked about this over and over and over again about there are so many parties going on. Like Stacy said last night, there are a dime a dozen, and it really doesn't matter. You know, you can say, oh, I have the greatest party in the world, I have the most fun, so on and so forth. But you need to really do something that's going to set yourself apart from everybody else. One of the things that the other national director said last night was that it's almost not enough that our hosts just get free products. We need to create the connection, the relationship, and we need to build that. So then those customers are saying, oh, Susan was so much fun, and she did such great customer service, and she was engaging, you know, she wasn't just there and then left. Now they're building that relationship. And the cool thing is when you send out these type of engagement posts, the idea is that the person is going to come back, of course, and then you're going to start the connection. So instead of like going in right for the kill, like this person did, which it worked out in this situation, but I like to try to find out a little bit about her. Like, tell me a little bit about yourself in the sense of, you know, are you familiar with Pampered Chef? I always like to say that. Welcome to the party. Here's the party link. Are you familiar with Pampered Chef? That automatically starts the wheels turning. When she says, oh, yes, I love the food chopper. I've been a host before or whatever. There's another opportunity for a lead. I'm going to write that down and say, oh, goodness, Susan said she hosted a party before. So now I'm really going to try to become, Susan's friend in order to create that relationship and then ultimately get that booking. So any one of us can do all these parties, but where the key is right now, and what's so important in direct sales, especially with these virtual parties, is you must create the relationship. It's not going to go anywhere without it. We used to say that the bookings were jumping in our boats like crazy. And this time last year or 2 years ago, I remember I was sitting on 55 bookings. Like, what am I going to do with 55 bookings? And so I ended up signing 10 of those people to join my team. We don't have that situation now. So we have to be a little bit more strategic in the way that we do things. But I will tell you, the bookings are plentiful. You just need to make sure you're making that connection. I'm getting more bookings in these last couple of weeks than I have in a very, very long time, to the point that I'm already booked almost to the end of June. So it's really a really, really good time to get people to book. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Where was I going with the host booking challenge? Let me sit on that for a minute, because I was asking Stacy, something about it, and I think I lost my train of thought on that. So we're going to hold off. But the host booking challenge is in the Read Rockstar training section. And one of the things she did say last night is this is oftentimes what people have a tendency to drop in their weekly tasks, because it's only kind of, I know what it was, it's only kind of here or there that a person, that a host will do it. So let me see if I put it on the next page. I didn't. Okay, so this is what she said happened to her all the month of May so far, that she would offer the host booking challenge for the host to do the challenge. And the host would come back and say, no, I'm not interested in doing that challenge. And that's what I was doing. I was waiting to get some words back from Stacy. So I'm going to have some words here for you in a little bit. But the key is that Stacy, basically said, thank you so much for letting me know a little bit more about your interest. One of the things that I try to do, to make my business as successful as possible is I try to learn from every person that says, yes, they want to have a party, and every person that says, no, they don't want to have a party. That way I can kind of craft my business to be as successful as possible. Those weren't her exact words, but that was the whole premise behind it. So once she found out why the person didn't want to have a part or do the host booking challenge, every host has now been doing it. So it's almost like they don't 100% understand, but when she tries to get a clarifying situation going, she usually gets that booking secured. This one particular host was saying, oh, I don't want you to ask my friends about becoming a consultant. And Stacey's like, oh, no, this is just about your friends getting the same benefits that you got. So for example, you know how you're at $200 in free products right now, your friends could also get that too. And she was like, oh, well, for sure. I totally want my friends to experience that. So sometimes the wording takes a little bit more clarification. So don't always take no as a no, but I'm going to get the wording for you. Okay, so lots of things that are happening in May. I just wanted to quickly kind of refresh your memory on what's going on. As we talked about double donations for fundraisers. We didn't talk about the avocado, but when they purchase the avocado tool, $1 is donated to help with cancer. There's a special kit that's going on right now where a person can start the business for $49, which is crazy great. And then anyone who talks about wanting the air fryer, the multi-cooker, any of those big tools that come in the kit, this is the time to say to them, I know that you wanted this item. Would you be interested in trying out a party or two? And you can actually get that item in your kit plus a paycheck. So sometimes it just gets those wheels spinning and it presents a whole nother opportunity that they might not even be thinking of. And then of course the May special is sitting here with the cookware and then our special appliances as well. Okay, so lots of great bonuses going on for us as well. For some reason, Julia, every time I think about free for all bonuses, I think about you, because I think I remembered you twice saying, oh, I wish I had to earn that. Oh, I wish I had to earn that. So today, the box came free from Pampered Chef with the new products for summer, which is just the cool benefits of being or for earning these free for all products. So in May and June, you're going to have an opportunity to earn some of our some of our fall products. So check that out under the consultant sales offer so you can see the different levels. And then of course, for recruiting, we have our double recruiting points. So anyone you recruit in the month of May, when they do their 1250, you will get double points, which are 3,000 points typically, which go towards the trip. So let's say you signed up 2 consultants in the month of May and they qualified, that's going to give you 12,000 points towards the trips. So that's like doing a $12,000 month, which doesn't usually happen. So, or doesn't happen often, I should say. Okay, so any questions about that before we move on?
I have a question.
Okay, sure.
Who wants to go to Cancun with us?
Definitely, right? Well, we were going to have talk a little bit about that later, but she's not able to join with us. So actually, let's just stop for a quick minute. And Karen, why don't you share what was your second trip that you've earned with Pampered Chef? So why
Can
don't
you
you
hear
tell
me?
them a little bit about the experience?
Hold on. I think Julia's trying to talk.
you
Julia,
hear
we
me?
can hear you now. It was really muffled before.
Okay, sorry, I decided to take my headphones off. I have a question on the free for all, and yes, you think of me every time because I so badly wanted that multi cooker, and I'm kicking myself for it. But so for May, okay, I noticed on the fall free for all, the multi cooker was level 3, I think, and it was like just that for level 3. When they do an appliance like that, do you know, is it normally level 3 or is it just always kind of different how it works out?
You know, I think it's different, to be honest, but I'm not 100% sure because I've only been through a couple of them. We didn't have appliances when I was originally a consultant. So, but usually the moneymaker, like the big product, is always going to be last to make you shoot for the bigger items.
All right, that's what I figured. Dang it. I haven't done enough today. I'm already kicking myself because I know what I'm
But
going
that's
to miss
okay.
out
You
on.
have
I'm
June.
definitely getting level 2, but
Good.
I'm still striving for the rest, but we'll
We
see.
got June still.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so you wanted me to just what? Talk about the trip?
Yeah, just tell them a little bit about it and how you kind of, got to go and how you earned it and all that kind of good
Yeah.
stuff.
So some of you know this and not all of you, but I joined in May of 2020. So my first week of parties was June of 2020. And from June till December, that was the only time I had to earn the first trip that I went on. And I was able to do it. I earned the trip to the Bahamas. I was just shy of earning level 2 elite. So if you're thinking, oh, here I'm starting in June and I don't have time to earn Cancun, that's not true. So let's start with that. And so then last year or in 2021, I had the entire year to earn it, and I did earn elite level 2. So I was very happy that I didn't miss the elite event this year. I got the extra night. Just a couple other little perks just for being elite, but the trips are there. Depends how you're working your business. If you're just doing parties, they're probably hard to earn because then you're only getting a point for every dollar of sales that you submit. But if you start recruiting and helping other people grow, I didn't know when I started doing this. Let me back up a little bit. When I started recruiting and stuff, I did not do it for the trips. I did not do it for the extra income. I just followed what Lorraine was telling me to do at the end of the day. I didn't even know what I was doing, but then I really enjoyed helping other people succeed at this. Like I really have loved seeing people that have succeeded and found success in it and found out a lot about myself doing that. But the benefit to recruiting is you do earn more points towards your towards your trips a lot faster. You earn, and of course with May being a double recruiting points month, it's a great month to start recruiting. But again, you don't just get the points for recruiting. You don't get points just for somebody earning or signing up. You have to help them earn or qualify with 1250 in sales, and that comes from you helping them. So it's Pampered Chef's way of rewarding you. And once you see that start happening, and once you've promoted, as long as you like each month you get paid at your director level, you'll get points for that as well. So there are other ways to earn points besides just sales. And I don't know, Lorraine, but I don't know if people actually earn those trips with just sales. I think you would have to. They do.
Mhm.
That would be tough. I mean, I
Yeah.
have pretty decent sales and that would be tough.
Yeah, it is definitely
So,
tough. Mhm.
yeah. So, but the trips themselves, they're amazing. Pampered Chef treats us like superstars. From the moment we get on the first airplane, the moment we walk through the airport, you're wearing t-shirts, everybody's part of it. You see people in the t-shirts, you feel like you're part of something with other people, you start connecting with them because they're wearing the same t-shirt as you. And I don't know, it's just you get off the airport and at your destination, there's people waiting for you. They take you to they take care of your luggage, everything. It's just everything's taken care of. If you've ever gone on an all-inclusive trip and paid for it yourself, it's similar, except you're not paying for it. It's wonderful. I mean, even like it was made very clear to us this year, like don't bother tipping. That's all been taken care of by Pampered Chef. Occasionally here and there, we had some good service. We might have given a $5 bill here and there, but I pretty much paid nothing on this trip, and everything was top of the line. The rooms, the resort, the food. You don't want to miss it. Everybody
don't.
should go on at least one Pampered Chef trip. And then once you get the taste of it, you don't want to miss it the next year.
That is right. That is right. And I know there's a couple of you on this call that have already on track to achieve it. And just like Karen said, even if you just started this month, you still have plenty of time. The key is definitely just following the board's system that is in place, because if you follow that, then you're asking your host about becoming a consultant. If you're following that, then you're doing your follow-ups. And that's the key thing, like Stacy always says, that you really have to do all the things all the time and don't skip anything, because it's that time when you skip it that you lose the momentum on a certain category of your business. So we can talk more about that. And if you want to create a strategic plan with your director, that is really the best thing to do, because she can sit down with you and say, okay, this is what you have, and this is what you need, and this is how you can get there. You know, with anything, when you take a trip, you need a map. So we are your map to help you get the trip that you want. So there's still plenty.
Rain, can I add one thing?
Absolutely.
So this is, so any of these promotions that are coming up, I highly recommend that anybody just, pay attention to them and don't sell yourself short. Don't say, well, I think I can get to level 1. I'm not even going to worry about level 2. So when I was a consultant before, one of my first trips that I earned was was to Montreal. I think it was to Montreal. One of those, whatever it was the level 1 trip. And I said that, well, I can make it to Montreal. And so after I made it to Montreal, I stopped tracking. And then it find the end of the year, I was less than 2,000 points away from a trip to Germany. So kick myself, because I could have gotten there if I paid attention. So it's just like any of these, the sales offers, any of the other things, just don't sell yourself short, because if you really put your mind to it and you start paying attention to what you are doing in your business, you totally can do it, whether it's a trip or something else. So that's all I have to say.
Yep, it's very, very true. So thank you for adding that in. So let's move to the fundraiser. So these are the couple things that we could potentially do for fundraisers in addition to what we already spoke about. So there's 3 fundraising activities. Here's one of the things I would highly recommend that you do when we're done with our call today is go on to Facebook, type in the search bar, animal rescue. I did that today for a second time because I've already messaged several of them at this point, but I think I counted 23 that were as a result of a search for animals. And as a result, I have a message that you can send out to them. And I've booked 3 of them. I'll probably stop there because I obviously, not obviously, but I have a lot more going on. So I can't book any more parties at this point. But that is a great way to find potential people that would be interested in raising money. And my experience and Stacey's experience as well, she says whenever she books fundraisers for animals, they are more successful than they are for people or other type of organizations. So animals are where it's at. She averages like $5,000 in sales per fundraiser when it's an animal. The other thing is to do, again, we have talked about this actually, our favorite fundraiser together as a team. So we're going to talk about that later. And then also to post the fundraising ad on your personal page. So I thought Susan knocked it out of the park with her picture here. So this is what she put on her page. If I gave you $500 to donate to the charity of your choice, what charity would you choose? Comment below for a chance to earn a ticket into the drawing for a new summer product. So this is a great thing to put on your personal page. You're not donating, and that's just potentially what Pampered Chef will give that particular organization. And then it shows here, sports teams, Relay for Life, schools, food pantries, and so on. And then once they comment, then you're going to do a personal reach out directly to that person who made the comment. And we have the words for all of that. So that's another way to potentially bring in additional business. And you can put this on your VIP page, you can put this on your personal page, and you can put it on your business page as well. All right, so let's quickly talk about summer. These are 5 summer sizzling tips to help your parties differentiate from the rest of the 50,000 consultants that are in Pampered Chef. So again, we all can take one template and run it, and people are already used to all of that. So we've got to do something different. So Karen and I spent some time together. Was it yesterday, Karen?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
Well, yeah, that was yesterday. Sorry.
Learning a little bit about how to set up a kind of go live in all of our parties at one time. So we're still working on that a little bit, and then hopefully we're going to have some directions for you guys here in the next couple of days. But the key, as I was listening to this call the other day, or this training the other day, the number one thing to do in the summer is to show your face. Anybody can take a YouTube video and put it in their party. That really doesn't mean a whole lot. It's not personal. It's not about relationship. So when you have a product in your hand, maybe it's a piece of cookware and you're making dinner for that night, snap a picture of that and do a post in your party that shows you using the product, and that creates that, you know, oh, she's the one behind the computer type of thing. The other thing that you absolutely should be doing is going live in your parties, and not once, not twice, but several times. As a matter of fact, this particular training, let me look at her notes here that I took. She recommended going live in your parties a minimum of 3 times, preferably 5 times. Now, this could be a pre-recorded situation. So I have a pre-recorded message welcoming them to the party. I have a pre-recorded message about booking a party, and a pre-recorded message about the business, and a pre-recorded message about closing the party. And then with Lori's inspiration and encouragement, I started going live again in my parties and showing products that I'm using throughout, whether I'm cooking dinner, making lunch, or what have you. And people get a kick out of that. I'm a sloppy cook. I know my daughter's like, yes, she is. But I'm not organized very much when it comes to it. I'm just all over the place. But I'm gonna tell you what, I get so many compliments of people saying, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever, because it shows that anybody can use it. It's not this professional video where they've taken 500 shots, it's you. So I'm going to encourage you to go live in your parties several times to create that personal connection, and so that it's a you behind the computer and those posts, and not just straight messages day after day after day. Okay, so what do you think people are thinking about when it comes to summer? So what happens in the summer, and where are people kind of doing their thing?
Outside.
Outside, right? So they're at the beach, right? They're at the pool. They're at
campground.
Yeah, campgrounds. They're not sitting, you know, in their office or in their house, or, you know, they're not cooped up, you know, they're out and they're doing their thing. So if they saw you go live in your party, and what do they do on their phone? Scroll, scroll, scroll. But when a live event happens and they're in a party, it gives them a notification, and then that allows them again to create that connection. So again, you want to be showing more about cooking, and you want to show less actual still items. Now you can show some obviously still pictures, but the very best thing to do is to add in some additional videos. What are some products that we should absolutely be featuring in our parties? Lori?
What? Oh, wait a minute. I'm not
No,
sure
no,
where
you-
you were going with that.
No, you
Where-
had a question?
No, I don't have a question. I was just going to ask. You go ahead.
Are you sure?
You go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, so we earned
Oh, she's frozen.
the summer products. Do we get another set, or we just get the ones we earned?
Just one.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I want to offer these to those girls here locally to borrow
Oh,
if needed. So I wasn't sure.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's perfectly fine. So what are some products that we should be sharing because it's summertime?
I'm going to focus on the grill. I like the electric grill. I actually just did a video this evening showing us, we did hamburgers on it. And
Nice.
so, yeah, I showed them We showed them the grill. My husband was present, but we showed them the grill. We showed them the beginning product. We used the press. So I showed them the press and the batter bowl. And so I showed them everything that we used and showed us putting them on, and then showed them the end product. And so my goal is to focus on that, or anything that's camping related, because we camp, we have an RV. And so I want to focus like on that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what you want to do. And that's why Pampered Chef brought out a new cast iron pan, because think about it. The cast iron pan is so versatile, goes on top of your cooktop, goes into your oven, can go on a direct flame, which means you can take it camping, you can put it on your grill. And actually I was in Kohl's and one other place this week. And the biggest thing I should know this, Pampered Chef knows what they're doing, obviously, but everyone had these like light, dinky, cast iron pieces and like this fajita sign next to it. So this is like the thing for summer, is cooking on the grill and using cast iron. So cast iron. Now, what's another thing that we could use that won't heat up the kitchen, but can cook our food?
The multi-cooker,
Multi-cooker. What else?
the electric
air
grill and
fryer.
griddle,
The air, what, I'm sorry, Julia, what was that?
the electric grill and griddle.
The electric grill and griddle. Let's face it. As soon as we get these like hot, muggy days, people don't want to turn on their ovens. They want to keep the electricity down. So these are some ways that we can talk about products. And so when we talk about products, let's say we talk about the air fryer, we're not going to necessarily talk about like maybe comfort foods. We're going to talk about quick and easy foods. We're going to talk about quick burgers. We're going to talk about, meals that they can do in a flash type of thing. So we want to kind of make sure that our templates and our verbiage is acclimated to the season that we're in, which potentially then gets them thinking, oh, I want to do this with this product, and I want to make sure I have this when I go to, the ball games or what have you. So you want to make sure make sure that the air fryer is in your template, make sure that all the cast iron is in your template. One of the things that you can also do, especially in the pre-party part of your party, is that you can do a poll. Have you guys ever done a poll on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
There is a comment, or excuse me, in the comment section where you would normally write a post, there is a section that says run a poll or start a poll. And you can ask things like, what is your favorite food to cook right now? Or what's your favorite food to cook on a summer weeknight? There's so much valuable information and engagement that you can get from that, because now you're going to have people talking about grilling products and, on the go type of situations. And you're going to get to have a better feel of your audience. Another thing is, who's taking a vacation this summer, kind of talking about those types of things. That kind of brings in other products like what Keisha mentioned. You could take the portable grill and bring it to the beach, or bring it to a tailgating event, or if your kids are playing soccer all summer long, bring that grill. You're going to be the center of everyone's attention, because you're going to be able to cook hot dogs right there for free, blah, 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 blah. So the key is that you're just making sure that all of your verbiage and all of your thoughts when it comes to the products are very wrapped around what we're doing in the sense of summer. The other thing that's a really, really good idea to do is to do what we call a party audit. And a party audit is really just the ability for you to kind of go back and look at some of your past parties. So for example, I could do a party audit on Karen's party. I could go into Karen's party. She would obviously have to invite me, and I could just take a look around just to see if there's something that she's doing that I'm not doing, or maybe there's something that she's not doing that she should be doing to create more energy in her business. Or maybe she missed a post here or there. Maybe she doesn't respond to the $500 post. Maybe she doesn't even have the $500 post in her party. So you may want to take one of your friends with the business and have them do an audit of your party, just to see if you're missing things that, routinely really should be in and part of your party. Who else could help you analyze your party? So if you want to know from your, I'll just tell you, from your guests, let's say from your guests, you want to have them audit you. And you could do that through like a Google survey. I know some of us have pulled away from the Google survey, but I'm telling you, it's coming back. So I would highly recommend putting in a question or two. what is the wording? Hold on one second. What you're trying to do basically is get feedback. You know, did you enjoy the party? What part of the party was the most fun for you? How does my party different from another party that you went to? So it could be multiple choice, it can be check boxes, anything you want to do on that Google survey will work. But basically people are auditing your party to see where you could make some improvements. Now, one of the things that's interesting is that what worked today is not necessarily going to work tomorrow with Facebook. Facebook is ever changing, and we are always on that tipping point and kind of on that, what are those tightropes basically, because 1 minute something works perfectly and the next minute it doesn't. So one of the things that was really exciting to me is that Stacy said that she didn't do a lot of interaction in her party. Now that's completely flopped. Now it's saying we have to do more interaction in the party because that's where you're going to create the relationship. So each day I only have a very short period of time to be in my parties. So I usually put a timer on, it's right here, and 5 minutes is all I spend in each party, making sure I've commented on post and engaged in post. So that way, when I reach out to them and I'm asking them to have a party, it's not like this is the first time they've heard from me. We're just kind of elaborating on the conversation that we had in the party. So if you don't have a lot of time to spend, or maybe you find yourself kind of, you know, going in this direction, that direction, put a timer on yourself and it really keeps you, you know, focused on what you have to do. And you'd be surprised. You get a lot done in 5 minutes when you're just kind of head down and focused in on it. All right, let's go over one more piece here. Oh, okay. This was kind of basically, if you go into Pinterest, for example, actually, I found this really cool article and you can't really see it, but it says, you want to bring in like summer words, summer phrases, things again that are going to capture people's attention. So I thought this was a really cool like title for a party: gather, cook, eat, repeat. And it says, whether you're at the beach house or in your own backyard, make every gathering feel like it's a getaway. So you can kind of bring in words that are advertised on TV, or go to Pinterest and put in summer words or summer verbiage. There is a plethora of information there that will really help you kind of tailor up your parties a little bit when it comes to summer. And then the most important thing, absolutely 1000%, is you have to host coach like you have never host coached before. And if this is your weak spot, you gotta let us know, because we have it all laid out for you. All you have to do is press buttons. But sometimes people will skip around on certain things. But the most important thing is to just stay the course, stick to this plan of host coaching. Don't skip over anything. Don't, say, I'm not going to do the host booking challenge this time, because just continue to stay the course, because when you stay the course, you get more familiar with the verbiage, with the wording, how to handle objections, and so on. You also may want to encourage your host to do something that probably a lot of you don't really think about, and that is gather outside orders. So we're at the beginning of the party. What are some things that we can do to encourage the host to get orders outside of the Facebook party?
Mail them a catalog.
Exactly.
I don't do that a lot, but I've had some people recently ask me, and I do find the ones that get those catalogs get outside orders because they take them into work or whatever.
Exactly. So I kind of leave it up to the host like Karen does. And if she asks me for them, I'm going to send them to her. Because Paper Chef doesn't have a ton of catalogs on hand because of the paper shortage, I do ask them, or excuse me, I do wait for them to ask me. But what are some other ways that we could potentially get outside orders before the party?
So Lorraine, if I have all of my stuff out on Monday and my hosts have invited and gotten their invites doing, I noticed, like our messages on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are pretty much the same activity. But if we've had a lot of activity in the party, I'm sending them a little note, did you know that your party can be done? You can invite people not on Facebook. And I send them a message to text out to friends and family that they can either join the party, or it has the party link on it, and encouraging them to get it outside of the show.
Exactly, exactly. And remember, we're shooting a lot of information their way. So that just kind of made me think that maybe we need to add like a reminder piece to that, like maybe on Saturday or something along those lines, like, hey, have you had a chance to send this text to some friends? Because you can offer them something small. You can say, you know, when you have 5 people that order that are not part of the party, you'll give them a new spring product. Well, that makes it easy because that can be a Season's Best cookbook that will cost you $2. Or if they did really, really well, you could offer them something in the $10 range. But again, that's 5 orders. And oftentimes our orders are around $80 or $75 on average. So now you're talking, you know, $300+ in orders before the party even starts. But the thing is that most hosts don't get 5 orders, but if they did, I'm going to give them an extra gift as a result, because I know that took some extra work on their part as well. So I'm going to make a little note to add that to Saturday's task, because we're giving them so much, it's going to be difficult for them to remember that throughout.
So
Okay.
Lorraine, it's actually, it may be a while since you did your voice memo, but it is in the voice memo to let them know that they can get the outside orders. So maybe that's something to add into that you send them on Friday.
Yeah, so I actually do that. That is in my voice memo for Friday, and I just record it and I just send it out every single time to the group. That way I don't have to re-record that each and every time. But it also is around, I think, Wednesday too. So maybe I should put it in for Monday instead, since the voice text is there. So basically with the voice text, what you're doing is you're just recording that a voice memo, especially if you have an iPhone, it's an easy thing. Just click voice memo, record it. Stacy has the verbiage in the 7 steps, and it's just the same message each time going out, but they hear you. And that's different than reading, because again, they get your personality, they get that relationship connection going, and it really makes a big impact because they can hear your voice and they hear the inflection and so on. Okay, so let's wrap up this part here. And so this is the recap. The recommendation to have a sizzling summer is to go live during your Facebook parties, do some live videos or record videos and put them into your party of yourself. The shorter, the better. I have a TikTok and I get a lot of traction on my TikTok, but I've noticed that if I go longer than 60 seconds, I get very little traction. So the shorter, the better. Summer
Real quick,
product.
Lorraine,
Oh,
can
yeah.
I just jump in real quick with the whole TikTok thing? So one of the other things Lorraine and I figured out when we were in the car yesterday driving, she was driving and I was like, we were like, oh, I wonder what this is or what this is. I keep seeing Facebook Reels and I assume it's something like TikTok, but I have not taken the time to look into it. So I did while we were in the car, and it is exactly like TikTok. I'm not as, I like to scroll TikTok, but I have not made any TikTok videos, but it's basically the same thing where you can start and stop a video. So you can start cooking your chicken and then pause it. And then when it's done, you can unpause it and show the finished product. And then you can pause it again. And then you can show how, you know what I mean? Like, you can do demos, but do them like all condensed so that you're stopping and starting, and you can do it on a reel. Now, I don't know that you can, I don't know if you can use the audio on that or not. I did not check that. Can you do it on TikTok?
Mhm.
Yeah, so you probably can. You probably
Yeah.
can use audio,
You
but
mean
you could
like
also add
music
like a
or
song to
voice?
it or whatever.
Yeah, you can do that on Reels.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, thank you
I
for
was
saying
just
that.
talking to my husband about this because I'm just like, I don't like the fact that when I'm on my phone, it's a section and then you do another section and it's just,
Yeah, you
it's not
can't add it
together.
into one
doesn't-
nice, concise, yeah.
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 So
So
check
that,
out
thank you
Reels.
for saying that. Yep,
Yep.
that's a good one. Yep. Okay, so focus in on, summer product recipes and themes. Obviously we have the template ready for you, but there's always things that you can add to that as well. Try the party audit, change up some of your lingo, especially when you're doing reach outs, make sure it's really acclimated to summer. You're going to teach them some fun summer, sizzling recipe ideas, or teach your friends how to get in and out of the kitchen during our hot summer months, that kind of thing. And then host coach the heck out of your host. That is the key, no matter what season we're in, to be honest. Okay, so we talked a little bit about in training about a booking whirlpool, and I just put a little note here because I know most of you have heard the concept, but I want to share it with you just really, really quickly. I don't know about you, but Karen actually made a really good point the other day. Her and I were talking about bookings, and one of the things that a lot of new consultants get concerned about is, where am I going to find the rest of my business? Like, once I asked my friends and family and kind of went through that, where do I go from there? Well, that's where this booking whirlpool comes into play. So if you think about a whirlpool that you're creating, Stacy talks about how you're in a pool, and if you're by yourself in a pool, it's hard to get that whirlpool going. You know, you're going against the pressure of the water. And by the time you've made it around 3 or 4 times, you're finally getting that water to go in your direction. That is the same thing as our business. We recommend, and we kind of put it out there all the time, that the very best thing you can do are 30 reach outs per day, at the minimum 15. The most successful consultants in our business are doing about 30 per day. That's reach outs in your party, reach outs outside of your party. But once you get that momentum going, and once you get that whirlpool going, the only thing that stops that whirlpool is you. So if you stop doing what got you there, then your whirlpool stops. And I will tell you, I don't like when my whirlpool stops, but I know who to blame, and that is me. So whenever I kind of get off on a tangent and go in a different direction, or say I'm going to throw up my feet for a couple minutes, I make sure I put my feet right back down that whirlpool and continue on, because this is the key. You don't want to restart that whirlpool over and over and over again. So I say, just say no to a summer slump, and ain't nobody got time to restart their whirlpool. How do you think about that, right? Nobody wants to restart a whirlpool over and over and over again. So don't do it. Continue to do your reach outs, and you will be good to go. All right, so let's talk about some rewards and some recognition that we had in the month of April. So Laura is not here. So Karen, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take this over for Laura, and we'll recognize some of her team.
Okay, so she had new consultants join. We had Deborah Lehman, Maggie Dayton, Maria Beeson, and Mariah Robinson. Those all joined Laura's Lucky Stars, which happens to fall under me as well, the Karen's Kitchen Stars. And we had a super duper exciting promotion. Carol Cosner promoted to a advanced director, and she did this within her first 6 months. I'm so proud of you, Carol. Congratulations.
Yeah. And you know, the cool thing about promoting to an advanced director in your first 6 months, you get a $1,000 bonus. And when you hold that title for the 3 months in a row, on her 3rd month, she gets another $1,000 bonus. But not only does she get that, but the person who recruited her also gets that. So there is a whole kind of system in place here to allow everyone to be profitable. And certainly recruiting and sharing the business with others is the key. So
Yes.
Congratulations, Carol. Well deserved for sure.
Yes, congratulations.
And of course, Carol could not have done so without Lori promoting to a director. So congratulations, Lori. It was a no-brainer when we saw you join and saw the way you started. We knew this would be a short time coming.
Yes, yes.
And can't wait to be in
Congratulations.
Cancun with you.
Oh,
You guys
I'm going to
are
be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the other thing too about directors. Almost all directors, all my directors, let's say, earn the trip. So if you're a director and you're on my team, we haven't had any director not earn a trip. So the likelihood is if you become a director, you're going to earn the trip. And how do you become a director? Lori, you tell them.
5, then they don't have to be direct, just 5 in your group that sell 150 to be active for that in 1 month. And then the total sales has to be $5,000 for the month.
Right.
And then after that, it's just $5,000 a month.
Right. So your whole team, all your sales and their sales together just have to be $5,000 a month. And a lot of times the director themselves sells that $5,000. So the more people you have, the better. But to get there, you only need 5 people. 2 of them have to be signed by you. The other 3 can come from wherever. So it's a cool deal. All right.
All right, so
Continue.
then Laura put her top sellers on here. We're, of course, Lori. No brainer there. Lori with over 6,000. Carol also had over 6,000. Travis is coming up right behind them with close to 3,000. And we'll get him recruiting and get him promoted here soon. And then we've got
Mhm.
Lindsay, who is actually Lori's daughter, and she signed.
She
and
has no choice.
she has no choice. Mama's making her.
No, she's
But yeah,
doing
she had
well.
over 1,000. So way to go, Lindsay. Way to start.
Yeah, congratulations.
We've got a good person to learn from. So
So I have to share this because I know she won't share this, but she's $1 away from hitting 2,500 to earn for the in her, what is it?
For
It'll be
her
less than
fast
9
track.
months. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
$1.
Very good.
You got it.
got it,
You'll,
girl.
you'll get
Yeah.
it. And if not, somebody will put, well, one of us will place an order.
That's right.
You just let us know, Lindsay.
Mhm.
I have
Um,
one more person ordering tomorrow, so I'm sure
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Yes, yes.
Good, good.
Way to go. Way to go. See, it's kind of addicting. See, you just did it to help your mom, and now look, you're gonna see these paychecks coming in.
Mhm.
All right. So as you see, Laura's Lucky Stars, she had her personal team did 12,000. And the organization, which included Carol at the time, I think Lori was still her direct at that point. It was 27,797.
And 14 recruits. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
Okay. My computer was telling me you couldn't hear me. So
Oh,
way to go on the 4 recruits too. That was good. So we'll go ahead and move forward to Karen's Kitchen Stars. We welcomed some new members as well. So we had 3 recruits this month, all of which were Julia's. As a team, we sold 13,394 and our organizations were 46,372. So good job, Karen's Kitchen Stars. Our new consultants, all signed by Julia, were Dixie Hauk, and I believe she's on the call. She has an amazing last name, by the way. Janet Keller and Regina Sigler. So we are so glad you're here. We are so thrilled to have you all, and thank you for helping Julia, but let us help you as well.
yes, yes, yes. All right, so we're going to move on to our organization and then also on to some serious recognition as well. So I wanted to give a big, huge shout out to Susan. She is on the call here with us today. She is on fire. I'm so excited for her. She is a team leader at the moment, which means she has 2 people on her team. She's still in her 90 days. And she is on her way and no doubt about it, going to promote to a director this month. So that means she's going to be, you got it, girl, the fast track director, which means she's going to get a $500 bonus for signing up 5 and having her 5,000. So in her first 4 months of business, she has sold over $30,000 in sales. So let's give her a
Holy
big.
cow. How did she do that?
Yes, yes. She has booked
Wow.
80, let me repeat this, 81 parties. And she is going to our national conference in Chicago in July. And I want to stop there for a quick minute. First of all, let's give her a big, huge round of applause. She definitely deserves it. That is huge, huge, huge. But for those of you that are on the call right now and you're like, wait a minute, what is national conference? So Pampered Chef every year does a conference in Chicago. That's where the home office is. And it's on July 5th through the 8th or 9th, I believe. And a bunch of us on the call here are going. So if you want more information about it and you would like to join us, there is plenty of room to be able to do that. Just reach out to your director. She'll give you the information and then we can talk to you a little bit more about going. The conferences are business changing. I mean, right now it's like we see a perspective of Pampered Chef about this big. When you go to national conference, it's like, holy smokes. Like there's so much energy that is built up after these conferences. Most people explode their businesses after that. So I'm so excited. Some of you get to walk across the stage as new directors and advanced directors and senior directors. So it's going to be a very big, huge event. And I have a special gift for all of you that will be joining. I know you're going to love it. I'm going to have my daughter make it. She doesn't even know yet, but she's going to make it for you guys. And it's going to be very cool. We need to talk about that. So my personal team sales were $21,198. We had 5 team recruits that joined our first line, and our organizational sales were $62,428, and our organization recruited 15 new consultants. So congratulations, you guys did an amazing job. And we have a few new consultants who joined us. We have Tracy, Michaela, Kimberly, Heather, and Katie. So welcome to our team. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to do this last part. So our top sellers, Michaela had her very first party at $894. Tiffany Mitchell had $1184. Susan knocked it out of every ballpark possible with $10,264 and 2 new recruits. So again, congratulations on all of that. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, I got this out of order a little bit. So go ahead, Karen.
I knew I was missing some. So
bad.
yeah, so this is our 1K club for Karen's Kitchen Stars. We had Jennifer, she's in her 2nd month, so she sold 1667, and Julia had 2674, and she was the top sales for my team in April.
Nice. And there actually is a little bit more here too. My bad.
Yep. And she was, I went ahead and did a star of the month. Julia knocked it out of the park between setting her sights on directorship and just pushing forward and doing everything that I told her to do and Lorraine told her to do. Even when it was out of her comfort zone, she knocked it out of the park. She did it and she promoted. So she was our star of the month. And then the next slide will also celebrate her promotion. So way to go, Julia. I couldn't be more proud, and I knew you could do it. The moment I saw you in Regina's party, or I think it was Regina's party the first time, I was like, I need her on my team. I think she told me no a couple times.
Yep, that's usually how it works. That's how it works. So there are some hot, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I said, thanks for being persistent.
Oh, yes,
Of course.
we're good at that. Okay, so I've actually asked Carol, Lori, and Karen to share a quick booking tip with each of you, and then I'm going to share one, and then we're going to be done. These booking tips have skyrocketed bookings, so make sure that you listen up, and then we're going to send the words out after the meeting here. So we might run over just a few. Oh, we already are over. We'll probably be done around 9:30, so my apologies. If you have to scoot out, we understand, and we've already went over that. Okay, so Carol, you are up.
Okay, so this was one of the things, there was a video out there and I can't remember who did it. You shared it with us, and it was a consultant came up with everybody wins, and I need to add an S to that. I did this in a hurry this afternoon. Basically what I do is at the end of my party, on Thursday or Friday, I put a post out on Facebook, tag everybody in the party, and I have to change this. I do a post in the party that I've got several different categories. I'll put, like Lorraine's party was so much fun, I've decided to pull some more raffle tickets. If you're tagged in this post, send me a message about your prize. So some of them will message me, some of them won't, but I put the opportunity out there. If not, the next day, I send them the message that's on here that says, hi, Lorraine, thanks for joining Billy's Pampered Chef Party. Did you see that you were a raffle winner in the party? Congratulations, message me for details. It's amazing. I can send messages, the other messages that are long, and I get no response. I get scads of responses from this when you tell them they're a winner. And like I said, I'll fix this slide. When they respond to me, then I tell them congratulations on winning. I usually give them an e-cookbook, and I offer to upgrade the cookbook for a booking. She only needs one more. And like I said, it's the same thing we do any other upgrade on the cookbook. I had been putting dates in there, but right now my May slammed, my June slammed, and I'm booked almost to the end of July. So I haven't been putting a date out there. I've just been giving them, and I've had someone say, okay, can we do it next week? And I'm like, well, you hate to say no, but I'm up to 7 parties every week, and that's about all I can handle right now. But I started this in the middle of April. because my bookings were laxed, and I thought, well, it's worth a try. So I've been doing this since April, and like I said, my May is totally booked, my June, and 3/4 of my July.
Very,
So,
very good.
I went and fixed this though. I was having
Okay.
trouble with the fonts, and I realized when I'm reading this, I don't have the right thing at the top there. So
Okay.
I can fix that, Lorraine.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because I did this once and it was pretty good, but it took me so much time to find all the people who hadn't ordered and tag them. Do you have any tips on how to maybe save time there?
Yes, I started doing the electronic tracker where you put everybody in on the tracker with their link, their Facebook link. And it makes it super easy because when they order, they're checked, and I'll just put like an X on my everybody wins columns. So when I do my everybody wins, I do it from that tracker. Just click on their link, send them the message, check the box that I sent them a message.
But what about for the people who didn't order then? Are you just going through the list of guests and looking?
I put all my guests on that electronic tracker, whether they've ordered or not. Everybody that joins the party goes on that tracker. And then as they order, I mark them on the tracker. And then when I do the tag on the post, I use the tracker too. I just go down through each one as I'm tagging and check it. So if you use an electronic tracker, it makes this process a whole lot easier.
Okay.
Yeah, and Julia, another idea that my assistant does, she, you know, when you do that first welcome post, that's where most of your guests sit. So if you go back to that one first or second welcome post, all of the people are pretty much there, and she'll just copy and paste their links from that point, and then or tap on them, and then it goes right to their message.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a little bit more time consuming, but the yield that you get is exponential. It is insane, truly.
Yeah, I haven't had to go back to my Facebook list to reach out since I started doing this. All my parties are coming from parties now.
That's exactly where you want to be. Yep, precisely. Okay, Lori, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Can I ask
go ahead.
Carol something really quick? You said that you were on the electronic tracker. I started using that too. So when you copy them over there, or instead of doing the values only, you're copying it so it has a hyperlink?
Yes.
Okay.
Because then that
I will
makes
have to
it
try
super easy. I just message then straight from my tracker.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay. So you
Yeah,
can
you
just
can do
see
that.
it. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Lori, tell us what you do to generate bookings.
So we've already talked a lot about this anyway, about the big ticket items are going live, but something I started right from probably, like I said, my third or fourth party, because I felt like I had done direct sales before, and I just felt like I was missing something with just letting the template go and them not seeing me do something. So I go live. I always do a welcome to the party. When I say go live, I record mine. So sometimes you might see the same. So I mix them up. I do a couple of them so I can pick them so that if there's like a lot of the same people in that party, I don't use the same welcome party. But anyway, so I'll go live, and I always use the air fryer. Because I love it. And I think because I truly love it, it shows. And I show them how to use it. I'll show them the results. But it's always almost like, since I've been selling since January, it's pretty much, if not every month, every other month, one of those specials for the host.
Mhm.
So it's a big ticket item, and I show them that I'm really making stuff with it. And I have sold, I can't tell you how many air fryers. Even people have bought them outright, but most of it, they book parties because they want to get it for that reduced price. So, and I believe, might have been Karen that had said that statistically, most people are looking at their posts between 7 and 9 p.m. at night. So that's when I always put that demo in there. And if you don't know, I'm learning new stuff about Facebook all the time. You can video it, and then you can schedule it to show at a certain time, and then you don't have to worry about it. So once you schedule it, it's done. So, but it has helped tremendously with, like I said, with sales and with bookings.
Good, good. So can you, I put a little note here. Can you take your, one of your videos that you've done for the air fryer and put it into the Read Rockstar group?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. That'll be helpful. Just
It's
so-
nothing,
and
it's
one-
nothing fancy. I'm gonna tell you,
That's
it's nothing
okay. It's
fancy.
working.
And the last one I did, I had a sweatshirt on. I'd come in from outside and I just didn't have enough time. I went and I
Yeah.
just said, excuse this, but I was doing this, but I wanted to share that. You just have to be real.
Yeah.
That you're gonna see me in those videos.
That's
Like
what
it
it's
or
about.
not, you're gonna see me. So yes, I'll do that.
Did somebody have a question?
Add one thing when she said about scheduling it through Facebook directly instead of putting the video just in your template. I've been doing some things like that, and it is helpful to do one or two things that's from you as opposed to your page, because it makes it in Facebook directly. It makes it really easy to tag people in those posts,
Mhm.
whereas obviously you can't from Post My Party. So that's helped me also doing I'll tag people in it and then schedule it to go at a certain time.
Yeah, I don't put
Perfect.
it in I don't put it in the template. I don't, I schedule it myself.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, Karen.
Okay, mine's just a repeat. It's a repeat, but it works.
Yeah.
So this was one that was originally shared by Angela, who's no longer with us, who was a director under me. And then Sarah Stoy took this one over and ran with it, and I got it from her, and I have run with it, and it works. I just message every guest in the party. So everybody that has joined the party, I usually start on Monday with messaging them. So because I try to build relationships anyway from when the party starts on Friday. So I don't really like to ask for bookings until I've built those relationships like we talked about. I'm a people person, and I think that helps. But I do message every guest. We all know Facebook's limitations. And of course, if I'm not friends with them, they may not see the message, but a percentage do. And it's funny, I've been trying to watch when I do them. And if I'm doing them around lunchtime, I feel like more people see them. And if I'm doing them in the evenings, I feel like more people see them. And I think that that's because we're not Facebook friends, they might get a notification that they got a message, but it probably went to like their other folder. However, if they're on their phone, say at lunchtime at work, on their lunch break, or in the evenings, once they've settled down for the evening, they see that message, that notification come through. And then that makes them go looking for the message. That's just my thought process. I don't know if that's accurate, but I do tend to get more responses if I'm doing it around lunchtime or in the evenings. I do space it out because Facebook does limit how many people you can message. It will notice that you're doing like robotic activity if you're just cutting and pasting and going back and forth to different message people that you're not friends with. So I do space it out and try to only do 40 to 50, and then I give it an hour or two and do another 40 or 50. But this is the message I send them. And then once they respond, it's usually because I'm not really asking for the booking. I'm telling them I want to help them spoil their friend or reward their friend or surprise their friend with something special. And then when they answer back like, oh, I'd love to do that. What is it? Or awesome. That sounds great. Then it's like, oh, well, great. I'm so glad to hear that. Here's what I'm thinking of. And, I get bookings off of it. I can't say I'm booked out like Carol, but I definitely have more bookings than I had before I was doing this. I'm comfortable for the rest of May and into June, and I'm doing that by this. So might incorporate some of Carol's stuff, but also I'd like to, if I can keep my bookings going without having to buy the bookings, I try to do that. But when I need to buy the bookings, I'll buy the bookings, if that makes sense.
Yeah, bookings are definitely up. So when they're up, this is the time to, pounce on every idea and find the one that works best for you. Because again, we're going to now show another option as well. And it's, if you notice, it's all about messaging the guest. And that is really the key. So this was an idea given by a national executive director, and basically throughout the party, closer to like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe, again, you're tagging everybody. So everyone who placed an order, this was a very large party, just sent them a message, tagged them here in the post. And this is another one when the party qualified. I just tagged everybody in the post that did not end up ordering. So again, it allowed me to capitalize on everybody. And then this has been the craziest couple of weeks, and this is all I send them. And this was a fundraiser. So it's, hi Denise, thanks so much for joining Lucky's Legacy Pampered Chef Party. Did you see you were one of the raffle drawing winners? Message me back to let me know that you've got this message, and I'll let you know what you won. Look what happens. I had to just stop tracking, but look at this. Oh, okay, we'll go back. So I have probably 25 messages sitting in my message from Facebook, and I copied some of them. So I sent them the message, and this is how they replied. No, I didn't get it. Okay, I didn't realize I won something. Nope, I didn't know I won. Hi, didn't know that. What did I win? I didn't. No, I didn't. They're not getting these necessary tags when we're tagging them in the parties. So I'm telling you, I probably have about 20 to 25 more of these. Every single person that messages me back says, nope, I never got the message. So Facebook is definitely trying to eliminate our connection, but we're just going to have to continue to persevere. But this has been the most successful verbiage that I send them first. It's quick, it's to the point, and it just says, message me back, letting me know that you received this message, and I'll let you know what you won. Did you know you were a winner? I don't know why, but hey, we're going to run with it. And a couple other nationals are doing the exact same thing. So either take Karen's, take Carol's, take mine, it doesn't matter, and just do it. And this is the same concept. They get a virtual cookbook as their prize. They're 2 friends away from yada, yada. And then when I was needing some extra bookings, I was giving a $25 extra bonus. So now that I don't do that anymore because I'm completely filled up until the 3rd week in June. So, but you can do those types of things if you need a little extra oomph in your business. And this $50 credit is obviously from Pampered Chef. So
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick? So these messages that you're sending, and you may have said this and I missed it, are you sending them out in Messenger or are you sending them through the Facebook party?
Sending them out in Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also have several posts in my party that will say, message me for the party exclusive party link. So I'll get like 3 or 4 people will just message me out of the blue in the beginning of the party. That opens up that line so those numbers don't go against me when it comes time to do the actual reach outs. So anyway, the clear idea here is whatever verbiage you want to use is totally cool, but just use it. So basically what you're doing is you are tagging everybody in the party. Either they're a winner because they placed an order, or they are a random winner because of whatever. Today's Monday, so I'm doing a drawing. The party hit $500, so we're going to do a drawing. 10 people commented on this post, so we're going to do a drawing. It's 80 degrees outside, so we're going to do a drawing, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. You're just tagging them towards the end of the party, and the results are what you're seeing right here and right now. So we're done. That is everything we needed to cover tonight. I have my notes here for the fundraiser poll, so I'll put that into the Read Rockstar chat. If you guys want to do this as a group fundraiser, we can do that. If you haven't done your shared rewards party this month, you may want to try that. And then Julia, I'll double check on boards to make sure that the information about that 3rd reach out is there. And Lori, can you add your air fryer video? And when you guys do a reel, or if you do a TikTok, maybe add it to our Facebook page so other people can kind of see, hey, this is what we're doing now. So you guys are going to kind of be the frontiers when it comes to doing these videos, and it'll make a difference in your party for sure. So thank you so much for your time. And if you need to schedule a call with me, that's also on the Read Rockstar boards. And then you also see Carol's and Karen's there as well as Laura's. So you can schedule calls with us for additional training. Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
You got it. You got it.
Lorraine, I have a quick question.
Okay.
Question.
Yep.
On your